All right. Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC. We're going to talk about BTC regarding the September, September dump we experienced over the last few years, and what type of September correction we could get over the next like a few days and so on, right? So it is September 23rd right now, 2021. So we got 7 days to go to basically close the monthly candle. So it is going to be quite important, the way we're going to close the monthly candle, right? And all that good stuff, right? So if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes. Don't forget to no sound. Okay. All right. So let me know if the sound is good. Everything is looking great on my end, okay? So let me check. Okay, sound is good, okay? So I think it was just a glitch, okay? Because I had to basically update the software right before I started the live stream. So like I said, oh, you gotta update me, okay? So it took like 10 minutes to update this guy, right? That's why the XSplit. Sorry for that, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on on a monthly basis. Before we talk about BTC on a 6-hour time frame and all that good stuff regarding the 6-hour death cross, of course on the 6-hour and all that good stuff, right? We're gonna go back and back test it. It's been working fine, like regarding the bull cross, death cross, bull cross, death cross. I know it is the 6-hour, but you got like 3 moving averages, okay? The 21, 50 and 100 EMA, whenever they cross at the same time, okay, we tend to get what a nice move to the downside or a nice move to the upside. So we're going to review all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a monthly basis, right? So on Bitstamp, right, we got a nice history since like 2011, let's say August 2011, right? So since August 2011, right, guys, over like 10 years, right, you can see like we only got 2 green monthly September candle right there, okay? So in both of these candles, right, they did not close above August high, okay? Even though these candles were green, right, they closed bullish, right? They did not close above August high, so it means like they still bearish, okay? So if we go back and take a look at it right here, back in September 2012, we did get a nice pump. So that's the only outlier, since like 2011. Over like 10 years, we only got 1 monthly bullish candle, right, closing above like a August high, okay? August like a open, not August high, but just August open, right? So everything else, okay, every candles, okay, on a monthly basis since like 2011 did close basically nearly bearish. You could just say bearish, all right? So that's not a good sign at all, right? So a good example is right here, all right? We talked about it like last year, right there. Right there, okay? We talked about it last year when BTC was dumping just about like somewhere around like a 10.5. We were bullish, okay, at just about like a 10k. That was like end of September, so there was no need to be bearish at end of September, and we got a nice bullish crossover on the 6-hour basis. If we take a look at it right here, back in October 2020, right after the monthly close, we got a nice push to the upside. Price action consolidated right there, and we basically pumped it upside. And what we said back then was like by October 27th, right, if we basically close above 10.5, we're going to be pumping to the upside. And back then we weren't even like paying attention to the golden cross right here. But the golden cross already took place somewhere around like a September 7th, September 6th, something like that. Okay, and we pump all the way up to the upside, and guess what? We got the death cross right here, like May 11th. Okay, that's when we got the May dump all the way down to like a low 30k area, right? The golden cross, we got another golden cross right here, right there. Okay, just about like a 33k area. Okay, what happened back in 33k area? What we said was like, guys, we're gonna be pumping to the upside. I was watching it, but I wasn't just talking about it because I just wanted to make sure it is going to be successful right before we talk about it and all that good stuff, right? But I was watching the daily and 3D time frame. Both of those time frames, right, were confirming a potential reversal, and at the same time we got extra confirmation on the 6-hour time frame. So it is just a it is not something you want to use by itself, right? But it is a tool you want to basically add to your toolbox just in case, right? You want to get extra confirmation. Okay, for instance, right now, let's take a look at the chat room again. Okay, I think the sound is good, right? So if you take a look at it right now, we were bearish. Okay, if you remember, I was slightly bullish right here and was looking for what 50,500 range, right? Back then we did not get a bearish crossover, we did get a bullish crossover right on the 6-hour. So I was like double top, double bottom, we're likely to get another push to the upside up to where 50,500, right? However, after we broke out to the downside, got the bearish crossover, I did not hesitate to say, hey guys, price action is just about like a 45.5, right? It is time to pack our bags and basically start to look for some lower prices, right? And exactly that's what happened right here. Okay, we got the bearish crossover, bang, we dump all the way down to like a where 39.5. okay, we were looking for 41,000 give or take, all the way down to like a 38. So we hit mid-range just about like a 39.5. okay, so now we're pushing back up. Are we going to be bullish in the short term? Probably. We could basically stay in this range for the next like a few days and so on, right? We got the 6-hour 21 EMA right now. It is going to be acting as a strong resistance, right? Just about like a 42.5 or even up to like a right there 45.5. It is just going to be noise in the short term. I'm not sure if bulls going to be strong enough to push to the upside, even though we got a bullish MACD right here, right? Bullish MACD. Whenever we cross bullish on our 6-hour, what I used to say was like, we're about to reverse. But sometimes you could be correcting that. It might not be a crossover for a reversal. It could be just a crossover for a correction. Okay, that's why sometimes you have to wait for the second crossover. If we get a second crossover right here, okay, like let's say we dump again and get another crossover with a divergence like that, right? Price action retest, let's say our target 38.2, 38.5, and we get a bull divergence. Oops, we could say, hey guys, let's just suck it up, right? We got to be careful right here. That's why I don't want to be calling for like a 30k and all that good stuff, even though, okay, on the macro scale we can still retest the 30k, right? But it is going to be on a macro trend. It might not be on the 6-hour or on the daily and all that good stuff, right? So if we retest basically 38.5 down to like a 38.2, this box right here, which is 50%, right, to a 0.618 right there, we could start to be cautious. Okay, we just got to be cautious. Even though the trend is saying like we can get lower prices, right, we just need to be cautious just in case we create a bull divergence right here on the 6-hour. okay, so let me just explain it right here. Okay, price action could basically cross bearish, okay, right there on our MACD, but we could get a bull divergence once again, just like what we had on the right here. We actually got one right there, okay, but this one did not cross negative at all. So as you can see, we did get what, a bull divergence, and we push back up. So we can get something similar where we're going to be pushing back up to like even 43, 45k area and still basically retrace lower. So we just got to take it step by step. We can just say, hey, we can drop lower, but we're going to do it right now. Okay, I don't think it is going to be that easy. So even though we got a bearish crossover right here, a death cross on our 6-hour time frame, right, we can basically just be cautious and all that good stuff, right? So now talking about the dev cross, right? If you go back and back test it, right, you can see like since like when since last year, back in actually 2 years ago, okay, almost 2 years ago, you can see like right here we were bearish. Okay, remember when everybody was calling for what? Bull market, right? After the 40% pump on a weekly basis, right? BTC closed above the weekly 21 EMA. Let's go back and recheck it right here. Okay, that was back in 20 yeah, right here, right there. Okay, 2019, right? October, 40% pump, right there. Okay, so what happened back then was like BTC closed above the weekly 21 EMA. Okay, on our way down, what happened, right? We basically crossed negative on our 6-hour basis, and what happened, we were basically just shorting it. Okay, shorting it all the way down again. Okay, after we got a bullish crossover right here, what happened next? We pump all the way up to the upside. Okay, so something to keep in mind, if you go back and back test it for the last like a 24 month, you're gonna see like it is very reliable. Okay, it is reliable, and whenever we cross bullish, you know, you can see like we tend to get some massive pump. Okay, we already talked about the October golden cross right here, right around like a 10k 10.5 area, and we talked about the dev cross right there, just about like a 11.5. We got another golden cross right there, 9100, right up to you know 9400. We pump all the way up to 12k, and we were bullish right here also. After we got the golden cross, we basically took the long from 9500 all the way up to 12k. Okay, and we said, guys, do not long it above 12k. Okay, and we got the big dump on August 1st 2020, right? That big dump on that Saturday night, right? If you guys remember, you know, that dump, right? So 6 hour, it is actually calling for lower prices, but it might not be a straight sell-off if we get another bullish crossover on our basically MACD, right? So something to keep in mind going forward, and not be extremely bearish and doing too much in and out. That could basically wipe you out before even we get down to like a 38, right? So now let me take a look at the chat room. Hey, what's up? Jude Moon boy XRP 589 in the house. Mr. XRP 589. Hey, what's up, Punet? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. It's been a while, man. Punet only shows up when market is bearish. Punet and Iceman, they only show up when market is bearish. Oh, Iceman in the house. I didn't even see Iceman. You see? I know Iceman, man. Iceman only show up when things are dumping, right? Thanks a lot for tuning in, Craig. Gizmo in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Skybit in the house. Mr. XRP, Moonboy, going to Jupiter. Market Cypher in the house. Thanks a lot. So I think, guys, I went through the September bearishness and all that good stuff, and why we basically making a strong argument like we're gonna be we could be dropping down to 38 to 38.5 area. Okay, so far so good. If we get any reversal pattern, once again, it is not 100% guaranteed, right? We're going to be retesting those lows, right? If we get anything like any bullish pattern in the next like a few days and so on, I'm gonna give you guys an update and say, hey guys, let's pack our bags because we're going to the moon, right? But as of now, I think we gotta pack our bags because we're going to the crypto abyss, right? As of now, right? So okay, in the house. Punet, don't worry, man. You're gonna stop working when XRP hits 589. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. All right. So we will talk about the BTC dominance again later on, but let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, I like it on the 3D basis, and it looks very healthy on the downside regarding the 3D basis, right? So Ethereum, our pivot point, it is right around like a 20. The low range it is 2850. The high range it is all the way up to like a 3350. But we already took out 3350, and now we are trading below 3350 with the lower range being like a 2850. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now on Ether is like, if we take a look at it on a 3D basis, right? You can clearly see Ethereum, right, with the 3D 21 EMA was acting as a resistance right here. Okay, and we got another resistance right there, and after we broke out above the 3D 21 right around like a 2200 range, we pump all the way up to like a nearly 4K area. And then what we said was like the 3000, if we wipe out the anti-gains, the 3D 21 going to be acting as support, and it is going to give us a temporary support, and we're going to try to redefine our direction and all that good stuff. So after we broke out below the 3D 21, broke out below 2850, what I was saying was like, okay, bears are successful right now. Okay, it's nothing we can do. We don't have enough bullish argument, right, to be calling for high prices as of now. All right, however, if we break out above 40,070, right, we most likely going to be seeing some high prices later on. But as of now, bears are in control. Okay, bears are in control, and we could see like a lower prices all the way down to like a even like a low 2K. But in the short term, we're just gonna focus on the 2350 and 2350. If you take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci, right, it is going to be give or take, right, 0.618. Okay, where did we just drop? We dropped down to like a 50% pullback. If you watch my previous analysis, I told you if we drop down, if we dump, we're gonna be getting some sort of support at 50% pullback. Yeah, sometimes you don't know if the pump going to be strong enough or not, so it is easier to just wait for the 0.618. But accumulating at 50% pullback, it is not a bad idea if you basically short-term trading. Like let's say you're looking for a nice 10-15% move, you could always rely on the 50% pullback. However, the 0.618 pullback gonna give you a stronger support, okay, if we're going to be reversing. So expect some strong support at 2350, right, a potential bounce back up to even like a 2850 and so on, right, before potentially retesting the lows right here. Right, so the directional move, it is still down. We're gonna get some noise in between. We're gonna try to play the noise and all that good stuff. The directional move is down. Okay, every pump in between going to be just a short-term trade. We already broke out below the 3D 21, so we just have to go with the the high time frame, not even daily. Okay, not even daily. I don't care about the daily right now. I'm just gonna be watching the 3D time frame and higher. All right, but the Ether bears, Ether bulls gonna be saying, hey guys, take a look at this, right, on a weekly basis. I got Ether set up everywhere. So on a weekly basis, right, oh, take a look at it, man. The new 7 days candle just opened. I forgot to mention it, but we will talk about it later. So on a weekly basis, Ether bears not breaking out below the 21 EMA. So Ether bulls gonna be like, man, I'm not worried. Okay, as long as we staying above the weekly 21 and MACD is not negative, right, I'm gonna stay bullish. Okay, it is a pretty solid argument. Okay, if you're bullish on Ether based on the weekly 21 and based on the MACD still being positive, right, you got a pretty good argument, right? The only problem is like sometimes bear's gonna be taking a risk. Okay, let's say bear's gonna be like, okay, our 3D 21, okay, we do have a strong divergence right here. It is not 100% strong, but it is strong enough to be to be called a divergence, right? So double tap on our price action, lower highs on our MACD, price action below the 21 EMA. Bear is gonna rely on it. Okay, so if you're still bullish based on the weekly 21, you could still wait for the price action to break out below the weekly 21 EMA, which is just about like a 2800 right now. Let's say to be exact, 2796. Okay, 2796, which is the same area we just discussed, right? The 2850 being a pivot point. Okay, so I wouldn't be mad at any bulls for being bullish. Okay, so you got plenty of right to still be bullish, but I think I'm just gonna suck it up, right? That's my personal opinion, right? I'm gonna suck it up and just go with the stronger the stronger argument right now, which is the 3D 21 EMA being weak right now. Okay, so in our update also we talk about the pullback up to up to a 3150 3160 area. So even though we were bearish, we knew exactly we could be pushing back up to the 3D 21. Okay, so something to keep in mind. We got multiple rejection right here. If you go back in May through June, right, almost like 2-3 weeks. Okay, we've been basically trying to break out above the 3D 21 EMA right there. Okay, what happened right here after we broke out above it? We said, guys, let's just follow the trend till we get a strong bearish argument, and we're just gonna suck it up and go with that trend, right? So remember, it is not about like picking the tops and bottom. So if you try to pick the top right here, yes, you're gonna pick it, right? But nothing wrong to start being bearish around like a 3300 3350, right? Because you just didn't know, if we were even gonna get to like a 4K. So anything above 3350 was just a plus, right? So I think being bearish at 3000 3100 range, it is a good deal. All right, it is a good deal, right? It is a good deal. So let me go ahead and take a look at the chat room. Oh, okay. No, it's not time for that swing high to swing low, man. We're doing that swing low now to swing high. When we're going up, what Jude is saying basically, he's saying like a when we're going up, all I'm doing is like swing high to swing low, swing high to swing low, meaning like I'm just looking for the 50%, 0.618, 0.786, and 0.888. Excuse me. Okay, so and 0.888, and guess what, guys? We got rejected exactly at 0.888. Okay, we were saying like a 4070, just estimating the 0.888, and we hit 0.888 exactly, okay, as we expected, 4027. You can be more accurate than that, right? So basically what Jude is saying is like, oh, now it is time to do this swing low to swing high, meaning like we're going to be looking for lower prices and all that good stuff, right? So let's see, guys. I think like Ether got a pretty good chance to retrace lower. In terms of wave analysis, we discussed it in my premium. Okay, I said like Ether can go all the way up to the top and still retest the lows, double bottom right here, and still go to the moon. That's possible, man. I'm telling you guys. So we can't just like we can just be bearish or overall like 100% bearish and looking for like $1,000. Right? I'm not saying it will, but double top, double bottom, you guys know what's the deal. You guys know what's the deal. Okay, if we go back and take a look at it right here, we did have a double top, double bottom, I think somewhere around like a 400 range on the low degree. What happened, we took it all the way up. Okay, somewhere around like a 600 also, we did have a nice double top, double bottom right there. What happened, we took it all the way up to like a 1200 range. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at BTC also, right? If you take a look at BTC back in 2019 right here, I was calling for like a 14k BTC when BTC was right there at 70 to 100. You can go back and check that, check those analysis like June 3rd, June 4th, June 7th, right? 2019, BTC was right around like a 72. Okay, I was calling for 14k, a 100% move. Okay, because I was convinced, right, the double top, double bottom was going to be successful. Okay, I was convinced we were going to get a parabolic move to the upside. And what I was calling for was like a 1-to-1 extension of the previous move right there. That's what I was calling for right there. And I was like 14K going to be the easiest target to hit because the correction was clean. Okay, it was a clean correction, right? Right there. Yep, you got your 1-to-1 extension, right? All the way up to, 14K. Meaning like the extension of this move to the upside starting at 70 to 100, right, was 1-to-1 extension. I don't think, okay, I'm not saying that's what Ether going to do, right? But if we get a strong support around like the low, 1971, okay, low 2Ks, okay, 1971 up to basically 2100, right? We could start to make some sort of argument like we could go to the moon, right? But we will discuss it. I don't want to basically create FOMOs and all that good stuff. Just like what I said when Ether was going up to the upside, right? I was saying we can't be saying like we're gonna go up to like a 5K. We gotta wait till we break out above 4070, and we did not break out above 4070, right? So similarly, when we hit like the low 2K, if and only if, we're gonna basically reassess and see what type of a bull divergence we're gonna get. Are we gonna get a bull divergence? Are we going to be getting a bull divergence on a 6-hour, on a daily, and all that good stuff? And what type of what type of a volume profile we're gonna get and all that good stuff, because we're gonna do a total reassessment, right? Not just saying, oh, we double bottoming and we're going to the moon, right? So keep that in mind, right? So don't be too bearish once we hit like the low 2K, right? I think it is still going to be a good level to reaccumulate in the next like a few days and so on, right? Now let's go ahead and everything gonna be all right in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Is Ether the best asset to hold after BTC, right? Yes, Ether is one of the best asset to hold. Okay, in terms of performance, I'm not talking about in terms of like a fundamental. That's going to be a different topic. But in terms of like a performance, all the top coins are down in Ether. It doesn't matter. Okay, ADA, XRP. Let's go ahead and take a look at ADA, Ether before we take a look at XRP. If you take a look at ADA, Ether, even though ADA is pumping a lot, right, it is still below all-time high versus Ether since like a 2017. Okay, it is still below all-time high right here. I mean right there, actually. Right there. Okay, right here. All-time high is way over here. So ADA Ether, you can say all you want, right? But it is likely to correct down. Okay, it is likely to lose some value versus Ether at some point, right? So you take a look at, for instance, like let's say BCH. Okay, BCH Ether. So if you take a look at BCH Ether, right, it is way down. Okay, it's not doing anything. Okay, it just capitulated down. So I do pay attention to these little details. I just don't have time to talk about them like in every live stream, but I do pay attention to like all of that good stuff, right? So so Ether after BTC, it is one of the best assets to hold. Okay, most of these top coins going to be losing some values, right, versus Ether. Okay, in the next like a 24 to 36 months. It is not going to be a daily analysis, so it is going to be a a macro analysis, right? No exception. Okay, no exception. Most of them will lose value. Even Link Ether, right? Take a look at Link Ether. It did pump a lot, but as you can see right now, it is losing value. Okay, since like when August 2020. Okay, after we picked, it is still dumping. It's been like over like a 12-month. Link is just dumping in Ether. Okay, I think like someone back in I think April or like May was asking to to reaccumulate Ether based on Link. I was like, Ether, Link, it is still bearish versus Ether, right? It is still bearish versus Ether. Okay, we do have a short-term bull divergence, so you could definitely make some noise over the next like a few weeks and so on, right? But we will see. Okay, right now we are at 382, 50% pullback, going to be right there. Not sure if we're going to get there, but 50% pullback going to be almost at 41,000, actually 400,000. Okay, but that's not the topic for today, right? Let's just move on to XRP. Okay guys, I'm going to take a look at your questions later on after I talk about XRP and all that good stuff. Okay man, Chris, if you don't like it, just don't watch, man. If you don't like me saying good stuff, don't watch. Go ahead and watch something else, man. You can't tell me what I need to say and what I don't have to say, man, and all that good stuff. If you don't like me saying good stuff, just go ahead and watch something else. Go ahead and watch some cartoon or something like that, right? Go ahead and watch some Mickey Mouse. All right, so XRP on a macro scale, guys. I'm still bullish on XRP on a macro scale, as we discussed previously. Let's go ahead and school coin. X. So XRP, we need to break out above the 1.9 on the macro scale, right? And we could be bullish after that, strongly bullish. Okay, macro support, it is still somewhere around like a 45 to 32. I don't have any short-term target down to a 45 cents, 32 cents. We will be looking for the 72. Why 72? Because if we do a swing low to swing high, just like what Jude just said, right? 0.618 going to be at 75 cents right there, and 0.786 going to be all the way down to like a almost at 62, right? But just to front run the price, right, you could expect like somewhere around like a 72 to a 68, right? In case we break out below the 0.618 Fibonacci and all that good stuff, right? Like Mr. Campbell doesn't like me to say all that good stuff, right? So you're gonna make me say it more now. so keep that in mind, right? So XRP support going to start at 74 cents, right? And all the way down to a 68, because 68 we got a temporary price accumulation right here before the breakout to the upside, right? So we could expect, like, even if we dump down to that level, most likely bulls gonna be showing up and going to defend the 0.618 right here, right? That's the level I'm gonna be watching first, and if we break out below it, we could be talking about the macro support, which is like a 45 to 32, but that's going to be down the road. I wouldn't focus on it right now. Okay, I wouldn't focus on it right now. Let's just zip it right there, right? So let's take a look at XRP on a monthly basis. So XRP on a monthly basis doesn't look bad, guys. Even though we're dumping, we're still above the 21 EMA on a monthly. We're still above the 21 EMA on a monthly. If you guys recall back in 2019, what we were saying was like XRP, right? We just need to break out above the monthly 21 EMA. So that was the hardest thing to do. Okay, the biggest challenge for XRP was like to get a move above the monthly 21 EMA for the XRP macro traders. So the monthly 21 EMA right now, it is at 65 cents, right? So meaning, like, even if we drop down to our target of 72 to 68, we're still going to be in good range for a reaccumulation. Okay, can we break below the monthly 21? That it is possible. Okay, it is possible we could break below the monthly 21. As we just said, the macro support from swing low to swing high, right? It is right there, 50% to 0.618. Okay, 50% to 0.618. So 45 to 32, it is not a random number. It is 50% to 0.618. From where? From the 10-cent support, right? The March lows right there, 2020, right? And the April 2021 highs. If we do a swing low to swing high, 50% to 0.618 going to be at 45 to 32 cents. So that's where we that's where we got our macro support. And if excuse me guys, and if you basically extend it, you can see like even back in 2018, the same range was a very accumulative range. It is, we just extending the range, and you can see like we've been seeing like some high price volatility around like a 45 to 33, okay, 32, 33, whatever, right? So but I'm still bullish on XRP, right? And I think like if we ever retrace down to a 65, 72, right, 68 range, it is just going to be another reaccumulation until we break out below the 220 MA, and we're gonna be like, oops, now we just have to look for lower prices and all that good stuff, right? On the macro view, the upside trend, as I just said, could be nice once we get the breakout above like a $1.92 range right there. Everything else is going to be just air. Okay, we got 9.5, 10.5, and then after that we got the $13, $15 range for for another basically sideways correction, bull flag and all that good stuff. But we will discuss it once we get there, if and when we get there, right? And all that good stuff, right? Like Mr. Campbell. Yeah, YouTube just set. How about Nano? Okay, so guys, we talk about BTC, we talk about Ether, and we talk about XRP. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the BTC dominance, right? So the BTC dominance, it is moving on a weekly basis, so it doesn't basically pump like every day, okay? Unless we get a big move on BTC, either on the upside or on the downside, and Alt doesn't follow BTC, right? And we could get a big move to the upside, right? And as I said, the BTC dominance cannot pump without Ether losing some dominance to BTC. Okay, Ether doesn't have to drop when BTC dominance when the BTC dominance going up. Okay, it doesn't have to drop. What I mean by that, right? For instance, right, the BTC dominance, if the BTC dominance is pumping, because of BTC price action pumping, right, Ether can still pump, but it might not pump like BTC. For instance, BTC could pump like a 15-20%. Ether just pump like let's say it pumps like a 3%, 4%. So the BTC dominance could pump a lot. Okay. However, on the other hand, also, right, if the BTC dominance is pumping, right, because of BTC dropping, it means like a BTC could be dropping like let's say 3%, and Ether dropping like a 10%. So that's going to basically pump the BTC dominance even much faster. Okay, because Ether is losing a lot of value. You see what I'm saying, compared to BTC. So it is moving on a weekly basis. So we don't need to basically focus on it every day, right? So we just have to monitor it as it goes. Everything looks great. It means like the BTC maximalist is going to be dominating the short-term trend, even high time frame trend and all that good stuff, right? On the 6 hour, it does look good. Okay, it does look good. We just got a 6 hour 100 EMA rejection. Okay, we just got a 6 hour 100 EMA rejection. So let's see, it seems like a just like a double top double bottom. So Alt could still basically make some moves while the BTC dominance correcting right here. Okay, we just don't know what type of correction we're gonna get, but it could still correct down to 41.5 and all that good stuff, right? Down to like a 41.2, 41.3, right? Before the next leg up and all that good stuff. All right. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the chat room, and let's go ahead and take a look at the chat room, right, to see if you guys have any questions. Skybit, Mr. XRP 589. What are you saying? Mr. Skybit is saying, hey, send crypto, Mr. XRP. You're saying basically we going to retest 85 cents. We already tested 85 cents. Yes, we got a pretty good chance to retest 85 cents. Okay. Once again, if let's say a trader A is holding a big bag of XRP, okay, I don't recommend like a trading XRP on the hourly or like a 15 minutes time frame and all that good stuff. Those type of time frames, right, are for the low small XRP army, like someone holding like 100 XRP, 200 XRP, 1000 XRP, whatever, right? They can trade the 1 hour time frame or they leveraging. But if you're holding a big bag of XRP, you don't want to be taking a risk like selling at, let's say, selling at a 68 to buy at 65. You see what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep that in mind. So basically what I'm trying to say is, like, if you're a long-term holder for XRP, you just don't want to mess with those 5-10% volatility, okay? Because market is pretty volatile already. So you just don't want to mess with the with the lower time frame volatility. Okay, always give it like at least 25% volatility, at least. Okay, at least give it like a 25. For instance, if you got out at let's say 110, 115, yes, you want to wait till like 85. All right, you got in at 85. You don't want to basically reaccumulate again till we drop at least down to like a 68, 72, or even like a 61 range, right? But getting in and out between like a 5 to a 3% range, that's very, very aggressive, okay? And you could lose all your XRP before XRP hits 589, right? Punet, PPT, ICP. Okay, let me make a list. Let me write down what you guys want me to talk about, right? ICP, PPT. Please, Jude Moonboy, don't ask for another XRP analysis, man. PPT. Iceman says, let's smoke that good stuff. Iceman is already at the moon, man. PPT is dead. I don't know. I haven't talked about PPT for a while. Sugar 1989 in the house. I mean 1982. Okay. HPB. HPB was looking good back in March. I haven't talked about it for a while. We will discuss it, right? Baba Yaga in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. I'm just waiting for $2 for XRP, man. You're selling your XRP at $2, Punit. I'm not selling my XRP at $2. I'm not selling my XRP at $2, and I'm not selling my Tezos under, like, I would say at least 35,000 sats. I don't know at what price level in dollar it is going to be. Hey, what's up, Strengths? Thanks a lot for tuning in, Mr. XVG. All right. Okay, I think we're good now, right? Nano, and unfair on BTC, right? Okay, so let's start off with ICP. Let's take a look at ICP BTC, right? Because it is more interesting. So ICP BTC, what we were saying was like it could retest the lows right here and give us a triple bottom, right? So it seems like we still could retest the lows at 90, let's say all the way down to like a 95,000 sats. okay, all the way down to 9. But once again, since like we at mid range, right, anything below the mid range could be a steal. If we break out below the support area, just have to let it go and wait for another reaccumulation, another reaccumulation range once it starts like moving sideways. Okay, but if it dumps below it, won't be in rush to basically be accumulating, right? The only problem with it is like the move right here. If you guys remember what happened back in March 2019, right? Most alt gave us this move. Okay, they gave us this move and they dumped all the way down afterward. They retested the support area and they capitulated down, right? Before they capitulated down, they dumped, right, somewhere around like a June 2019, and they basically moved sideways again and dumped down to like December 2019 and all that good stuff. And most of them are still moving sideways, like, or even dump lower again. Let me just redraw it. Let me get enough space. It is good to understand like the overall market sentiment, right? Back in 2019, we got a double top, double bottom for most alt, okay, for most of them, not all of them, right? And basically after that they retested the lows right here, and they capitulated down like back in June 2019, right? And they moved sideways, made another basically a double top, double bottom, and capitulated down to like December 2019, right? So after that, they started moving sideways, and some of them they managed to retest the June 2019, and some of them they managed to basically later on retest the March 2019 right here. So if you see me talking about like most of these alt, they're going to be retesting at least the June 2019, and some of them they're going to be pumping back up to March 2019. It is for a reason. It is because of the accumulation range we had back in March 2019, basically between December 2018 through March 2019. Okay, so you can go ahead and check any alt. Okay, most of them, 90% of them, okay, they basically creating the same exact setup. So right now, if you see any alt right now, right at the bottom, let's say over the last 24 months, right, retesting, accumulating over the last 24 months, right, right, it is a good alt to be holding. Okay, so for instance, ICX is right around here. It is still not breaking out above its August high right here. So August high is right there, right? Some of them they dump back down to like after the August high, they dump down to like a December lows, December 2020, and they're pumping right back up and going straight up to the year March 2019, right? But ICX, Nano, Ontology, Neo, most of them cannot basically get back up to the March 2019 resistances right here. Okay, some of them managed to pump to the June resistances right there, May, June 2019, right there, right? That's May, June. May, June, okay, 2019. Okay. So most of them already broke out to retest that level, right? But some of them they still struggling. And this one, it is March 20. Let's say this one is March 2019. Okay, so it is very important. The entire market is doing the same setup. The entire market is basically repeating the same setup. Okay, it is repeating the same setup, right? So just to cut it short, I think, okay, bulls most likely going to show up right here, right? However, once again, if we break out below the support area, we could see something similar where we're going to reaccumulate right here, dump lower, and move sideways, and basically this range could be a big challenge to break over the next like a few weeks, few months. Okay, but if we get a good support right here, oops guys, we're going to the moon. Okay, we're going to the moon. Okay, we're going to break out above it, retest it, and then basically just take over after that, right? take over after that. So I think, you know, once again, 95,000, it is still going to be a good range. Even, you know, even 112,000 right now, it is still a good range to be holding all the way down to 90,000, 95,000. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at ICX, right? Because I just talked about ICX and I showed you what I'm talking about. So you can't be panicking based on the so if you take a look at ICX right here, right, that's the accumulation range we had back in 2019, right? Started like a December 2018 up to basically March 2019 right there. Okay, March 2019, what happened back in June, right there. April, May, June 2019 right there, another accumulation. It basically dumped all the way down and retest the June prices, right? Not still yet retesting the March 2019 right here. So that's the level we want to be breaking out above. Okay, so right here, so it is just moving sideways. Okay, let's take someone talk about Nano. Let's go ahead and take a look at Nano, right? So you take a look at Nano. Nano did manage to pump back up to where March 2019, and what happened? We did not break out above it. Okay, a big challenge. It's a big challenge, right, for the bulls right there to break out above the March 2019. So it is a big resistance. So if you're holding any alt, not financial advice, and sucker is way below the March 2019, like let's say, you know, 80% below the March 2019, like QSP. Let's take a look at QSP. I think QSP, BTC look pretty similar. Take a look at it. Okay, it already even pumped to the March 2019, right, with the first parabolic move. That's the it has a better structure too. Okay, that's a double top, double bottom, right? Back in March 2019, picked right there, dump all the way down to like August 2019, move sideways right here and retested it right there. Okay, straight up. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is like a potential breakout. It already dumped back down to it. We're looking for a potential breakout from the above the March 2019 and hit our July 2018 right here, June, July. So June, July going to be the next big thing, right, for most alt. June, July 2019. Over the next like a few months, we're gonna see some of these alt breaking out like today, June, July 2018. Excuse me, not 2019. Okay, so that's why I'm expecting QSP to break out all the way up to like a 1,000, 1,000 sats or higher. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at a final example, right? One more example, which is basically ADA. So ADA, I talked about ADA back in September, right? When I was saying like buy ADA right here. So it was a macro target. I was like ADA, anything at 600 to 400 range, it is just going to be accumulation. Just like I'm talking about XRP, anything below 2,000 all the way down to 600 sats, it is going to be what? Accumulation. Are we going to be pumped right now? No. Okay, but it could take time to pump to the upside. Guess what? Our target for ADA for the first time was what? 1,600. We did not pick 1,600 for no reason. We said the April 2019 was at 1,600, and we dumped down. Okay, accumulated again and basically broke out above it. And take a look at it right here. Sucker pump all the way up to January 2018 prices. Okay, so I think like all these alt, below the August 2020, they still under accumulation. Okay, August 2020, July 2020, August 2020 range. Okay, but most of them picked back in August 2020. ADA kind of picked much earlier, like late July 2020, right? But the rest they picked back in August 2020, right? So ICX will not be breaking out Korean exchanges got shut down, says Mr. Peter Wong. I don't know. We will see. We will see. Okay, we already talked about Nano. Let's go back to Nano, okay, and give a price analysis on Nano. So Nano already got a bull divergence right here on our 2-day basis. Slightly, okay. We're gonna need another, we're gonna need another bullish crossover to be confident like we're gonna be breaking out above the 3,000. Okay, we're going to be breaking out above the 3,000, and we got the same structure as we got right now on IOSD. I think no, CELR. Okay, this breakout, we call this breakout back in March also, right, all the way up to 3,500, right? So it is double bottoming right here. Okay, we're gonna need another bullish crossover. If we get that bullish crossover, we could start to speculate we're most likely going to break out above 3,500, right? So if we do not break out, we could get the retest of the lows all the way down again. Okay, so be ready. Be ready. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at a PPT. I wouldn't be surprised to see PPT getting delisted or something, man. It's not doing most people calling it a scam. I don't know. Yeah, it is retesting the lows. It did pump nicely, 700% right here. So if you accumulated the dip, right, you did manage to get a 500% pump, right? Okay, and guess what? The week we got right here. Okay, it pumped all the way up to like a March 2019. So it is a big resistance for most of these alt. So I don't know if it is gonna survive by retesting the lows. So let's give it like a few more days to give us a potential bull divergence right here. Okay, and we're gonna need another one on a smaller time frame. So even if we get a support right here, we still have to check our 6-hour time frame, something like that, right, to get another bull divergence. Okay, it means even if we pump, we're gonna retest it. Okay, so but support right now, it is just about like a 1,200 sats. So got a long way to go, right, all the way down to 1,200. It doesn't have to retest it, but it is a support area right now, 2,000 to 1,000 sats. Okay, regarding PPT, I don't know, man. I don't know about PPT, but we will see. I mean, the good news is like you got a parabolic move, right? It was parabolic, and the dump is also parabolic, right? So if we find a good support right here, coupled with a good news, right? Let's say PPT got added on Coinbase, blah blah blah. You're gonna get another parabolic move easily. Okay, easily, because you already got one, so you know how to get there. The problem is like you did not know how to get there in first place right here, but now you know how to get there. To get back to that level, going to be pretty easy. Okay, but I'm not saying it will, depending on it depends on the market structure, market sentiment, news, and all that good stuff regarding PPT, right? So let's take a look at, I think, high performance, HPB. Yeah, high performance blockchain. Take a look at it on KuCoin. Whoops. Ooh, look at this guy, man. Look, this guy looks like a dragon chain. It looks nice, man. You guys know I love these parabolic moves, right? Like that. You guys know I love it. Even if you see it, guys, you gotta be confident with these moves, right? So it looks nice. Okay, I did have a setup on it back in March, so it is still playing out. Okay, so we got the parabolic move right here, got that big pump. That's our August 2020. So if we get any pump, you don't want to be holding it above the August 2020, okay, which is somewhere around like a 3,500. Okay, It is a big move, but it is likely to get there, you know, over the next like a few months. The only possible bear setup I can see is like if we double top, double bottom right here and end up retesting the lows and going back up. Okay, so the first challenge is like to break out above 1000. Okay, right there. If we can get a breakout above 1000, we may not be you know, worrying too much about a retest of you know, 250, 300 sats and all that good stuff. So talking about Dragon Chain, let's go ahead and take a look at Dragon Chain. Okay, it is pulling back down. Okay, similar setup, right? As you can see right here. That's our basically June. This guy picked back in July, first week of July. Got the parabolic move, semi-parabolic move, retest. Could it do something like this and push to the upside? Yes, but as of now, it, you know, BTC is dumping, so it could take a cheap shot and retest the you know, August, June 2020, and our June 2019 price is right there, almost at 2,500. Okay, so if you see it like anywhere around like a 2,500 range, got to be taking profits if you're holding it, right? Hey, what's up, Hank? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Binance is a, you know, is a scam exchange too. Okay, I think we need to talk about Funfair. Let's have some fun with some Funfair. Funfair, man, that guy, man. Yeah, Fun got the job done. I think it is not time to be rushing Fun, because it got a nice pump all the way up to already to the March, right? Price is right there. So it could go through another reaccumulation, right? Where we're gonna be retesting the lows right here again. That's very possible, okay? Retesting the 20 sats, 25 sats again, okay? That's going to be a good level to reaccumulate, 20 to 25 sats, okay? And our next basically resistance is going to be almost at right here. Okay. Let's check it in terms of Fibonacci. Check the higher time frame. Yeah, on a monthly basis, it is not at all pumping, right? So right there, that's what we just said, right? 500 sats. It's going to be a 382 pullback. Not even from the all-time high, but from the January peak. The all-time high is, I can't even see this candle, guys. Take a look. Oh my gosh. Take a look at this candle. Take a look at this candle. Whoa, man. Almost at 1300 sats. These suckers pump, man. So on a monthly basis, it is still under accumulation, okay? So don't be surprised, right, to see it at, you know, 20 to 25 sats. Yeah, don't be surprised to see it at 20 to 25 sats, which is going to be a good level to be buying again. If you take a look at it back in August 2019, we bottomed at 18 sats, 20 sats, okay? So buying it at 20 sats is almost like buying it at 2 years low, okay? 2 years low, so which is pretty good, right? Instead of buying it at like a weekly low and all that good stuff. The monthly MACD doesn't look that bad. It is still moving up, okay? So if the let's say if the accumulation range is like, you know, let's say 400%, right? If we break out to the upside above the accumulation range, we got to break out at least above 400%, right? Above it, right? So coupled with the, you know, you buying it at the bottom, and taking it to the upside, almost like 400%, and taking it another 400%, right? So you're looking at a 3000x, 3000%, right? Potential move if we retest the lows. Not financial advice, but it could do it. Okay, it could do it. Could do it. Do I like? Hey, what's up, Hank? What's up, Ice? Hankster, gangster. Oh, Jenko Gold in the house. Yeah, no future if they get delisted by Binance, right? Yeah, that's true. Ahmed in the house. Ahmed in the house. Ahmed, okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at RSR for Ahmed. Good. I think someone asked about TEL. No, not TEL today. RSR. RSR BTC. Your RSR, it is almost a support area. Take a look at it on the 3D. Check out MACD. Oops. Yeah, MACD is looking good so far, but just cross negative. Excuse me. Okay, excuse me. All right. So, so it is back down to support. MACD is negative. Right. It is under. It is under accumulation right here. Okay. So if we flip positive right here, we could retest the 100 sats right there, 115. Okay. It might not be a reversal pattern, but it is something to keep in mind, right? So still under accumulation, right? So I don't see any breakout pattern as of yet, okay? As of now. Yes, you know, in terms of bearishness, you got a potential head and shoulder right here, right? And if we break out below the neckline, support going to be right here. Yeah. That's why, you know, I don't like to buy these coins after they, you know, get a parabolic move, right? Most of the time you see me buying like at the bottom, okay? Sometimes I can wait forever for them to break out, but once they break out, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna get the job done, okay? But however, if you're buying like the top, you know, you just don't know what type of parabolic move you're gonna get to the downside, all right? For instance, you know, ICP right now, it is doing something like that, okay? You know, it is just moving sideways. You're not very confident if like support going to hold, but you know, if support holds, you're gonna get a parabolic move, right? It is better than buying ICP right here, almost like at $600, $700, and having to basically wait till it retests like a $30 for you to sell and all that good stuff, right? So but it is under accumulation right here. So let's see if we're gonna be able to break out below it. Resistance going to be 112, 113, right? And if you ever see it somewhere around like, you know, 35 sats, it is still going to be a strong buy, okay? 35 sats all the way down to like a 20 sats, because it could be starting a new reaccumulation phase right here before the next parabolic move to retest the 300 sats, right? So I like VET at 8 cents, says Iceman. Iceman likes Digibyte at 3 cents. Okay. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Tether. Okay, Tether. So Tether started its bull run. I remember Tether wrecking me right here, okay, right around like a 50 cents. Tether and Monero, because you gotta remember what happened back in October, right? October started back in actually August, right there. Okay, August. You gotta remember what happened back then, because the rest of the markets were dumping. Only Monero and Tether was pumping. So you're gonna be like, oh man, Tether and Monero are going to be, going to be dumping because, they pumping against the market, right? Man, yeah, you shorted these guys, man. They're gonna basically take care of you, right? So it started to pump like back in November, just like sushi and all that good stuff, EGLD, right? I was bullish on sushi, EGLD, and all that good stuff. For some reason, I wasn't basically paying attention to a Tether. I know it was pumping, but was not just expecting like sucker to go all the way up to like a $13 and so on, right? So right now it is just correcting, right? We got this double top, double bottom, right? Double top, double bottom. Right now we at mid range. If we can hold support from mid range all the way down to a $3.5, $4.5, right? There is a good chance, okay? There is a good chance we could reverse. Okay, we could reverse. Okay. However, on the downside also, right? If we break out below support area right here, you just have to let it go down. Okay, and wait for another, reaccumulation, right? If we do a swing low to swing high, if we just want to basically trust Fibonacci, we could just not even try to guess. Okay, we're just gonna say bang. If we break out below support, it is going to be the next support going to be at $1.50. If we just go by Fibonacci, we don't care about anything else. We don't care about double top, double bottom. We don't care about moving averages. We don't care about price action. We just care about Fibonacci. The next support is almost at $1.50. Okay, if we break out below support right here. I'm not saying it. Fibonacci is saying it. So let's see if Fibonacci is going to be right. Okay, if we break out below support. So the good news is, like, MACD is highly, positive, right? Still above the previous high right here. So if we retest the support right there, and MACD flips bullish, man, we're gonna go to the moon, man. We're gonna go to the moon, right? And I talk about this this pattern multiple times. I talk about this pattern multiple times, right? Where you get a if you're new to our content, let me just do it for you. Let's say you get a beautiful parabolic move in green, and you get a beautiful dump like that in red, right? And after that you get a correction, something like that in yellow, right? So most of the time, whenever we get something like that, what I usually say is like we're gonna be continuing the redness, meaning like we're gonna be dumping. Okay, we're gonna get something like that in here. Okay, it works most of the time. Okay, it works. However, if we get a a short-term correction like that, okay, a mild soft dump, right, like that, and respect 50% to the bottom, right, what I tend to say is like, let's pack our bags because we're going to the moon. Do you see what I'm saying? So it is hard to say if we're going to be, it is not hard, but sometimes you just have to be patient depending on the overall market sentiment. You see what I'm saying? What I mean is market sentiment, not like what the moon boys are calling or the doom boys are calling, but how the rest of the crypto is behaving. That's what I mean, market sentiment. Not just because Satoshi is about to dump its BTC, or like any moon boys is about to buy all the BTC, or like Elon Musk is tweeting. I don't care about all that. What I'm saying is the overall market sentiment, how the rest of the market is behaving. Okay, so if we find support at the bottom for Tether, that sucker could pump. Okay, it could pump, right? I can give you multiple examples like that, right? Even at current level, right? Even at current level. So Tether, I would just respect the 3.8. I think BTC is still, in alt, they still got something to say before, end of the year. I think especially alt, I think like they got, one more pump, okay, or even multiple pumps depending on the time frame you're talking about. If you're talking about like 3 months or like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but alt, they got one more or two more pump to basically to take care of business. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind. I'm not extremely bearish on alt, especially alt BTC. I think like once they retest the July supports, we will basically try to be bullish again, right, on alt. Hey, what's up, Emery? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Okay, in the house, all that good stuff, man. I like that. NEM. XEM. So let's go ahead and take a look at VET, okay? Let's take a look at VET USD because Iceman he's a moon boy. Take a look at VET USD. That's the same structure we just talked about, right? Regarding what? Tether. Okay, regarding Tether. Okay. But most of the time I don't trade VET USD. I just trade VET USD for my followers, right? Talk about VET USD. But I follow what? VET BTC. Okay, I think it is easier to follow VET BTC than VET USD. Okay, so VET USD similarly, right? Double top, double bottom. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful right there. So the low is going to be at, give or take, 5 cents, 6 cents, give or take, right? 0.786 going to be somewhere around like 6.5 cents right there. If we hold support right here, right, we could start to speculate about a potential reversal, just like Tether, okay? However, if we basically break out below support, it means that we will be reaccumulating at lower prices, okay? And the next Fibonacci is going to be at 3 cents. I think Iceman Doom Boys is calling for 3 cents, right? Let's see. No, Ice is calling for 8, right? So that's going to be the next like a Fibonacci level to keep an eye on in case we break out below the support, right? If you only trade a VET USD, right? But if you're trading VET BTC, it is going to be a different story, right? Remember VET USD, when VET was like at 2.5 cents, right? What we were calling for $1. Did we get to $1? Nope. But we pumped 10x, okay? We pumped 10x, right? We pumped 10x, right? Right there. Pump 1000%. That's 11x your money. 10x your 11x your money, right? Yes, you're gonna be like, man, we didn't get to $1, but guys, 10x is still pretty good, right? It is still pretty good. It is still pretty good. And we called it on time, right? We did not call it like, and it pumped like 10x like 2 years later. We called it right there, like late January. Guess what? We hit like a 10x move, mid-April, okay? In 2.5 months, give or take, right? So just like Filecoin, we called it late January, first week of February. Even though I've been watching Filecoin since since like November, okay? December, January, 60 days, okay? Been watching the price action before I made that call, right? That big call. So keep an eye on it. It is still under accumulation, right? See, this is free. Smash the likes. Okay. So now, Iceman, we talk about your VET. Hank is looking for 1 cent. I don't know about 1 cent. 1 cent is going to be at 0.618. I mean, you got pretty good, not pretty good chance, but we got a pretty good chance, right, to find support at 382. Yes, if we break out, if like we're going to be in a deep bear market, you could get your 1 cent vet if we're going to be in a bear market, right? You got a good chance to get it, but you got to be very patient. It means like BTC has to dump nearly 50% for you to get like a vet at 1 cent, right? Yeah, it pumped a lot, man. It pumped over like a 17,000%. So it did pump a lot. Okay, it did pump a lot. All right, guys, make sure to hit the likes, man. Make sure to hit the likes. Let's do this. Okay, we got a few more minutes, right? Okay. So okay, let's go ahead and talk about the time cycle, right? I never talked about this in my public live stream and all that good stuff, but I talked about it back in April. Okay, I basically been watching the BTC price action the last few years, and basically come up with a time behavior regarding the BTC price action and all that good stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with moving. I mean, yes, you can incorporate your moving averages, but if you just use it based on time, if we're going to be in a bear market, it is going to be a good indicator to watch, right, over the next like a few months, right? So let me see if you guys can see first. Sometime Doom boys like Iceman, they can see. Okay, all right. So hey, what's up, Crypto Craig? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Crypto Craig FET before we discuss the potential time cycle analysis for BTC, right? Potential time analysis dump. Let's go back and do this. But with the time analysis, you got to be very disciplined. Okay, you got to be very disciplined. Now let's go ahead and take a look at FET BTC. So FET BTC, it is still looking good, guys. On the 3D basis, we did dump back down to the 3D 21 right here, right? Got bought up and now pushing back up. We got a big resistance. So I'm still expecting a potential pump all the way up to like a 3,000 sats. Okay, a 3,000 sats. We just don't want to break out below 1,300 sats. That could be taking us back all the way down to like a 500, right, to a 700 sats. Okay, so the next major resistance for FET BTC, it is going to be right here. So guys, and all these prices are not like a new targets. Okay, you guys remember I said it multiple times. I just don't like to talk about these coins that already pumped, but I talk about it when it was like 200 sats. In our premium, we got in at 200 sats. Okay, 200 sats because of the parabolic move. FET, CALR, IOST, IOXT, BLZ, all of them. Okay, they got a similar structure. H bar we got in right here also, like January, right? So it looks pretty good. The big resistance going to be at 3,000. Okay, we got still a pretty good support, 1,600 sats to 1,500 sats. We just don't want to break out below it, right? So I think following FET BTC going to be very profitable, right? Let's go back. All right. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at CELR. So CELR, as we said, right, it already pumped to $300, guys. $300, 300 sats, guys. I'm giving you one of the best targets. Sometimes the problem is like to get going, okay, for the price level to start pumping. But I told you guys, market is dumping. Did we say CELR going to dump? No, the trend is still strong, okay. You know, we're looking for what, almost 350 to 380. We pump all the way up to 333, guys, okay. So we can still pump to that level of 480, okay, once we break out above 380 right here. So only Cent Crypto can give you like these moves, man, like that. Okay, that's like a 4,000% gain. Okay, I got the setup in my premium. Okay, I just don't have time to show you and all that good stuff. But FET got it right here. Okay, right then, FET and basically a CELR, November, December. Okay, when cycle was like, you know, 13 sats, 18 sats, 20 sats, 30 sats. We just said accumulated. We're looking for a 10x move to the upside. So no time to be worrying about like a 10% dump, 20% dump, even 30% dump, because you're looking for 20x. Guys, it looks pretty juicy, man. All right, FET USD. For some reason I don't talk about FET USD, but so FET USD, yes, if you want to trade the FET USD, you could be in temporary trouble, right? And we could get the pullback right here. So just watch out. If you only care about the FET USD, you might be, you know, tempted to take profits, okay, personally. But FET USD could drop, but FET BTC could still pump. You see what I'm saying? So if you're looking for more BTC, then, you know, you'll be like, okay, I don't care if FET drops, FET USD drops, right? Just in case we do not break out above like a 105, I mean 120. If we break out above 120, yes, we could be going to like a 150, 160, 170, and FET BTC will basically pump the FET USD price, okay? Yeah, so even though FET USD was still dumping right here, I wasn't even paying attention to it, okay? I wasn't even paying attention to it. So just keep an eye on it for a big breakout above like a 115, 124. Then you could basically just suck it up and stay with it. Not financial advice, right? Let's take a look at it on a weekly basis. Yeah, weekly, yeah, it is a nice reversal, okay? It is a nice reversal right here. It is a nice weekly 21. It is almost at 51 cents. So which is going to be temporary support. And take a look at the structure we just discussed, right? Right here, okay? This one didn't quite hit the double top, but you know, you get the concept, right? Correction, pump to the upside. That's what I just said regarding like a you know, V chain, right? And theta, same type of structure, okay? So if they hold support, they're most likely going to do something like a you know, something like a FET. It looks beautiful, man. This guy, oh gosh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. So in terms of wave analysis, we could also discuss it in terms of wave analysis, where we're going to say we only got 1, 2, 3, 4, and wave 5 going to be to the upside. And it seems like we're making one-to-one extension, meaning like this move to that move down here, one-to-one, exactly one-to-one extension. You see, like I don't even analyze like a FET USD, but if you're consistent with your analysis, you're going to be seeing the same type of setup, okay? And 1.618 extension going to be somewhere around like $6, man, okay? So I think like I would just suck it up and wait for the wave 5. You just don't know when you're going to get it, but just suck it up. Wave 5 could be above $6, because I'm just expecting like a 6% higher, not one-to-one extension. But if I do another one-to-one extension, just like what I did right here, it is going to be much higher than $6. Okay, let's do this. Oh, excuse me, let me take that back. Okay, I gotta do another 1-to-1 extension, not 1.618 extension. Another 1-to-1 extension going to be at $4, give or take, not $5. Okay, so meaning like this move going to be equal to this move, and another move like that going to be at $4, not $6. Okay, I take that back before all these moon boys jump and buy FET. All right, hopefully it makes sense, right? Thanks, Uncle Sen. UBT. Okay, let's go ahead and hey, it's Reza. Let's talk about the time analysis, but first before we talk about UBT, right? Before I forget, right? Or my mic goes off and all that good stuff. So hit the likes, guys. Hit the likes, right? Hit the likes, and subscribe, right? And share the content, guys. Make sure to share the content, man. If you're watching right now, so hit the likes and sub. Okay. So now let's talk about the. Let's take like 5 minutes, right, to talk about the time analysis, right? So right now I can see the. Let's do this. Okay, right now I can see the chat room, so I will take a look at the chat room after I finish talking about the this guy right here, right? So now what you're looking at right now, it is a time analysis of BTC, right? Meaning like it doesn't matter how a price action looks like, and you don't care about like BTC dumping 10%, 20% and all that. You just trade BTC based on BTC dropping 3 weeks or BTC pumping back up to the 50-day, after 50 days and all that good stuff, or BTC dropping down after 90 days, right? It means like if the April peak, right there back in April 1st, right, April 14th, whatever, that was the bull market peak. 21 days after we dump from the bull market peak, most likely price action will reverse for the after, from 21 days up to a 50-day cycle. It is going to be a correction, and after that we're going to dump 90 days. Okay, not 90 days from the from this range right here, but 90 days from the bull market peak. And I'm going to show you what happened exactly after we dump 3 months after April 14th. Okay, April 14th down to a July 23rd. What happened? We bottomed right there, July 23rd, regardless of the price. That's when BTC started pumping, right? That was like over 90 days, nearly 90 to 100 days. And in our premium, we were ready for it. Okay, what we said was like, based on our bear market structure, after 90 days, we have to buy. Okay, we have to buy. And we started basically being bullish, strongly bullish, and said exactly, do not be too bearish at 30K, because it's already down 90 days, 3 months. Okay, it is already over 3 months. That's why we did not hesitate to basically go with the bull trend, right? Once we broke out above the daily 21, broke out above the 3D 21 at 33K. Okay, we started going long, right? And after basically 4 to 5 months, right, we could get another bearish setup right here. We did talk about it back in April. We said we're going to be pulling back up. We're going to be pumping back up, right? Right here. Okay. So we're going to be pumping back up to a 50% to 0.618, right? And once we pump back up to a 50% to 0.618, it could take like a 2 months to a 3 month, which is going to be 5 to 6 months after the bull market peak. And guess what? We dump all the way down to like July, right? July 3 months. And guess what? 3 months, right? 2 months later, 5 months, right? We pump back up to where 0.618 to a 50% exactly, right? yes, it's not like a 6 month exactly, but you got to give it like some leeway, right? So that's why I'm saying like a 5 to 6 month, right? So we pump it right here. So what we expecting based on the time cycle is like in 7 to 8 months after the bull market peak, we're most likely going to be retesting what the 3 month low, the previous 3 month low. You see what I'm saying? Which is like July lows right here, right? Or even break below it, and we're gonna basically get another pushback up after that. If you go back and check it like back in 2019, back in 2018, the behavior is basically similar, right? It is pretty much similar since like even back in 2018. So based on the time cycle, it seems like okay, if and only if, right? If and only if right here 65 is the top, right? We could see a potential retest of a potential retest of the 3 month lows right here, right? Just about like July, we could retest that low, right? And after that, we're gonna reanalyze, right? Because if we dump below it, it means like we're 100% into a bear market, and we could be looking for a 12-month low later on sometime, okay? Back, sometime in March, April, something like that, right? So, but I'm not 100% convinced, even though, okay, it is playing out beautifully. It is playing out beautifully since like April. Everything is working fine, right? We got the low right here, right? We pump back up to 40K, dump back down to 30K, pump back up to a 50K. Now we dumping down. We could still dump down to 30K, but I'm not sure, guys, if we're going to be breaking out below 30K. Okay, that's going to be a big challenge. I know this guy is working beautifully. It is working out beautifully, right? It is playing out beautifully, but I'm not just 100% sure if we're going to be breaking out below the 30K. However, if we break out below the 30K, we could be saying, oops, guys, it is playing out. So we just have to suck it up and wait for a 12 month, all right? Wait for the 12 month after the bull market peak, okay? After the bull market peak, which is like March 2020, okay? So even in terms of volume, everything is playing out, okay? The buy volume we got right here on the way up. When I was drawing, I was basically taking into account like the volume, but like volume going to be low on the way up. It is still going to be potentially slightly low, okay, on the downside, okay. But the biggest volume going to be right here, which is going to be capitulation volume, just like what happened back in March 2020 and November 2018, no, December 2018, okay. So if you see BTC capitulating like with a big volume, you don't want to be selling or be like calling for low prices, regardless of what the price going to be after 12 months after the bull market peak. You just have to suck it up. You have to buy right here, right? Just in case, right? So we will talk about it in another live stream and all that good stuff, depending on how a market will behave over the next like a few weeks and so on, right? That's the first time I'm talking about it in a public live stream. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Moonboy crew. Yeah, I mean it is working out beautifully. It is playing out nicely. It is just I will try to send the chart in the Telegram group so you can keep an eye on it. It is not just for 2021. It is not just for 2022, but it is a cycle you want to pay attention to once you get your confirmation of a bull market. Okay, so I mean of a bear market, because you got multiple tools, right, to get confirmation of a bull market. But most people don't have enough tools, right, to be confident about a bear market. That's why we're always going to be saying, oh, are we in a bear market? We're always asking that question. But once we're in the bull market, no one cares, right? No one asking if we're in a bull market. Everybody's buying. But once we start trading lower, trending lower, right, that's when we start making those questions, asking those questions, okay? Saying, oh, are we in a bear market? Are we in a bear market? Are we in a bear market? You know, because we're not sure, because we don't have enough tools, right? Most people don't have enough tools to basically say with, you know, 80% confidence level, right? We're in a bear market, right? So it is something you want to add to your tool, knowing like 90 days after the bull market peak, I can't be selling. Okay, I can't be selling. 9 months, 8 months after the bull market peak, I can't be selling. 12 months after the bull market peak, I can't be selling, regardless of the price. I can't be selling. I got to be buying. Okay, so the hardest thing to me, if we go back to the chart, is like the 3-month cycle, the first 3 months, right? If you go back and take a look at the first 3 months, let's go back and take a look at the first 3 months. Give it 1 second to show up. Okay, so the hardest thing okay, let's do this. Okay, the hardest thing is like, you know, to determine if you should be buying after 90 days of a dump. Okay, after 90 days of the dump, that's the hardest thing to do. Once you get confident, like, you know, we got enough evidences like regarding bull divergence, 6-hour golden crossover, price action above the 3D 21 EMA, 3D MACD already giving us a bull divergence. All of that you got to incorporate it, you know, separately. All right, if you know what you're doing, right? But if you don't know how to basically take a look at the charts regarding like MACD and all of that good stuff, you don't have to care about this, right? I mean, you don't have to care about that. You just care about this one, right? So basically, we did have enough evidences, right? We incorporated it with our basically time cycle, and we said we're going to be pumping. Okay, we're going to be pumping. But, you know, once you basically get enough confidence, like, you know, we're going to be pushing right here, and you got enough confidence like we got right now, like, you know, we got 3D MACD, you know, crossing bearish, price action below the 3D 21. And we got a 6-hour bearish, you know, dev cross, right? And at the same time, you know, 5 month to 6 month after the bull market peak, we got a, you know, pull back up to a 0.618 and all that good stuff. So I think all of that, right? If you add all of that together, as of now, it is a good argument to say we're most likely going to be retesting the lows right here. Remember, you're making an argument. You're not making any statement. I'm not saying like, you know, it will, you know, imperatively basically dump all the way down to a, you know, 30K. But it is just an argument, okay? So bulls got to come up with a counter argument and say, oh, you know, I think like we're going to be reversing, something like that, okay? But as of now, once again, it looks pretty good, okay? Okay, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good, man. Okay, yeah, once again, we got plenty of arguments, right? We should stay, you know, with the bears as of now. All right, so let me take a look at the chat room. I know you guys gotta go to sleep. So Emery is saying, Sen, you are saying we are in a bear market. Yes, we could be potentially in a bear market. Well, if we break like 30K, I mean, there will be no doubt we are in a bear market. Okay, right now we can still drop like we are in a bear market, right? But once we break out below 30K, we should not even be asking about that question. Okay, we should not be asking about that question. Micah in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. I mean, we called for that bounce. That's what I just showed you regarding the time cycle. The time cycle was saying that we're going to bounce back up, 5 months to 6 months after the bull market peak, we should be bouncing back up to like a 50% to 0.618, which is what, all the way up to 52. So the time cycle doesn't care about price. It is just saying time. In 5 months, 6 months after the bull market peak, it should be selling again. Yeah. Okay, no problem, Cannibal Wealth. When XRP hits 589, you won't go to work anymore. What about Cards and Sunny? I don't know Cards and Sunny, man. Okay, guys, I think XRP third waves is coming. The third wave on the upside or on the downside. I don't know which which direction you're talking about. UBT, let's take a look at UBT. Yeah, UBT, hopefully you did not FOMO on this pump, but it is still on a macro reaccumulation, right? It is just moving sideways. It hasn't gone parabolic yet. Okay, so I think like it is still under accumulation. Right now it is, that's UBTC, not UBT, UBT. Right here. Okay, so right here, okay, that's the right chart because UBT is at $3. And that's a macro accumulation range right here. So it is still looking good, okay? It is still looking good. We just gotta stay above the 3D21. If we break out below it, you got your 100 EMA support right here at $2. Okay, 3D 100 EMA. MACD is already negative. In order to get a strong bull trend, we're gonna need another bullish crossover on our MACD. So I think like bulls got a lot of work to do, and they could reaccumulate right here at $2, which is a previous all-time high right there, almost, right? So keep an eye on $2 range. Okay, a breakout above $4 is all yours, all the way up to the moon. AXS BTC. So AXS gotta get another bull divergence, right? Versus BTC. We did get a bearish divergence on our MACD, so it is bearish technically, right? So in order to be bullish once again, just like Unibright, you gotta get above this range of 170,000, 80,000, and you could be going to the moon after that. In the short term, you got your 2D 100 EMA. Let's take a look at the daily. So daily 100 EMA right here. Primary support, daily 100 EMA right there. Just about like 110,000, okay? Down to 92,000 sats. That's going to be our short-term support right here. So MACD wants to cross bullish on the daily, so that's going to be a good sign. You did get a nice bearish divergence long time ago, man. Right here. Long time ago. Okay. Okay, so the bull trend started at, just about like the late June prices right here. So I think it is just consolidating, so you just have to wait till we break out below 90,000 sats and you could start to be bearish. Okay, you're welcome, Emery. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think I spoke about everything else, right, guys? You guys asked, I talked about everything. So let's just call it a day, and we will go for another live stream tomorrow. And in the short term, stay vigilant, right? And just stay with the trend, you know, accumulate the dips and not financial advice, right? So when market pumps, you're not gonna be worrying like about selling. So something to keep in mind. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching, man.